Yeah, how do you like it, huh? How do you like it, huh?
Flip the camera on yourself. I'm ready to roll.
Randall, what time are we leaving tomorrow?
5:15.
We're out the door at 5:15.
Out the door with more.
You got the breathe right?
I would like to give a shout out to Breathe Right.
No.
5:15.
5:15, we're out the door. What time does your alarm say?
I haven't set it yet. I'm gonna set it for 5.
Is that enough time? Then you're gonna take a shower, then you're
No,
gonna make
I'm not
coffee.
showering. I just
Okay.
have to brush my teeth,
Okay.
and I'm basically packed.
All right.
So
Good night.
I should be good. Good night.
Hey, bud.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
Sometimes the blue light in the morning helps me
I'm
wake
off.
up. Yeah. I just want to let everyone know I'm playing for the Sackmaster today. Good
Alright.
morning. Let's hit it. Come on.
Let's ride.
Okay. This is me leaving. Keys are on the table.
It's like the real world.
It's been fun, but we out.
How you feeling about golf today?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it yet. Which, knowing me, is a good thing.
It's early.
I need to activate though. Can't freaking my back, man. Just if I'm not that young anymore.
How would you sum up Baltimore for someone who's never been here?
Oh my god. That's like a 7-volume set of monologues that I'd have to go into there. My name's Kevin Van Valkenburg. I am a writer. I grew up in Missoula, Montana, and have lived in Maryland now for almost 20 years. Baltimore is a really fascinating city of many different contrasts. I'm not friendly is like not the right term. I think it's like curious about what's your deal, you know. And like I've played tons of golf with tons of people like that and enjoyed 95% of it. And so people, it doesn't matter in a lot of ways like what socioeconomic part of you come from. If you're like from Maryland, you're from Baltimore, people be like, oh yeah, let's ride. You're with me. There's something special about living in Baltimore. Like there's no bandwagon. You're not like, it's not cool to be a Ravens fan. It's not cool to be an Orioles fan. It's not, it's just, you are that. And so that's why people are sort of protective of each other in that sense. And I am fiercely protective of it. I never thought that it's a place that I would want to call home for the better part of my adult life. And at the same time, like, I think loving something and knowing that, like wanting other people to sort of understand its good side doesn't mean that it's like you're not willing to criticize it, because I think for the most part, most people who live here will acknowledge that the city has a lot of issues and problems and frustrations. There's something I always like to, it's super serious, like we're super serious for a sec, but I like to call like the nobility of the fight. It's like the struggle is like more important than actually winning, because otherwise, like if you give up, then you know there's no point in like having a civilized sort of society. So it's a provincial city, and everyone will tell you that they're very protective of like, well, you know, who cares what's on the other side of, you know, the Maryland Pennsylvania line, or who cares what's going on in DC? DC's stupid. So some of that is pretty closed-minded fishboldness, but some of it's kind of fun too, because it's like there's a lot of snotty like people who think that the only thing that exists between New York and DC is the Amtrak line, and I think that's pretty silly because it has so much more culture and so much more I guess like inexpensive good stuff than the overpriced trash that you'll find elsewhere.
No walking this morning?
Not allowed. It sounds like mandatory carts. Which
We tried all we could.
honestly think is un-American.
All right, so the one-up's 66. It's a little more golf course than we've had the rest of this trip.
This is a little out of the strap zone on a few accounts right now.
We're playing carts.
Show me the way.
Me and KVV against the two peasants.
The hula hula boys.
The hula hula boys.
He's got his party hat on. I feel great about Randy's game and his look. Oh no.
DJ, good morning. We are at Greystone Golf Course in Baltimore County. Probably the crown jewel of the Baltimore County courses here. Was originally designed as a private course, sort of a country club kind of deal, and I think some funding fell through. So it's been public for 15, 20 years, I think, as long as I've been coming here.
Randy, I think this is the most golf course we've had on Strapped yet.
Yeah, for sure.
3 holes in, we got a 440-yard par 4, 220-yard par 3.
Oh, beauty.
Oh, another
Great swing.
perfect.
Great swing. See ya.
I think that we're getting a good contrast of 3 different kinds of golf that Baltimore offers. Forest Park, lovely urban track, Rocky Point out on the, I get to see the views of the water, and then here the sort of woodlands and farm country and horse country.
The whole tour.
It almost caught me. It dropped a little bit.
Is that you?
Not me. It's Callaway.
How is the ball count?
I have 2. And I have 2 plus a found one, so I have 3, including the one in play.
Yeah, I have 3 because I found 2 yesterday and I didn't lose any.
Got it back?
Yeah.
So you got 4?
I think my title hit somewhat hard in this mud face here. So
Hey, how are ya? We'd like 1 egg and cheese and 1 sausage, egg and cheese.
great putt, right in the heart.
Nice.
Way to close us out there with that.
That 9 was 34.27. It might have been the longest 9 in strapped history.
Mm-hmm. Felt like it.
The times, you know, I think
Most
the early,
difficult and most jebby,
the
probably.
early wake ups, I think, are getting to us a little bit, but we got bite through.
Mm-hmm. We guaranteed sunrise this morning, and we executed on that mission.
Sure.
We just gotta gut it out here, you know?
9 more holes of the trip.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the match at?
We're 1 up.
The hula hula boys are 1 up. Mm-hmm. All right, KV, let's fuck them up.
The question was a Lars 8 or a Nuki Boy 9. What's your answer?
I said 9. You'd rather be short than long.
See, I disagree. I'd rather hit the Lars 8, but I'm gonna hit the Nuki Boy 9.
developing situation.
I think I actually have one more. Let's see.
The boys are down to their last ball each.
What happened to that yellow one? It's the last ball.
Where'd you get that one?
Number 6 in the lake. What season of the Wire do you feel like we're in right now, based on the vibe and everything?
I feel like we're in season 4, where it feels kind of hopeless. Like there's no future for the kids. Yeah.
Dude, the public school one was tough.
Really the best season of The Wire, but also really the most like
I thought you'd say the newspaper one was.
No, newspaper one is definite. Like it goes for me. It goes 4, 2, 1, 3, 50 feet of crap, and then 5.
You didn't like the newspaper one?
I liked it fine, but it doesn't compare to the others. It's funny. Like The Wire to me, it's such a wonderful, nuanced, sort of sprawling epic of storytelling, and it's hard to get people to understand how much of it is based on things that are really true, while at the same time it's not a documentary and it's very much fictionalized for entertainment. You know, during this hanging out, I've made a lot of Wire jokes and stuff, and it's like one of my favorite pieces of artwork ever, and I feel a little bit of a kinship to David Simon because he was a Baltimore Sun reporter just like I was, and for the first year that I worked at the Sun, I also wrote about like the cops in Courtsby. I get that a question a lot about how much did it actually reflect what was going on in the Sun, and it looked, the soundstage that they built looked exactly like our newsroom. When they came around our newsroom and they took pictures of everything, and they told us, like, do not clean up your desks. Please, like, leave them a chaotic mess, like they always are, because that's how it is in a newsroom. And so we're like, all right. And then they just replicated in, like, in idea, like, what exactly the newsroom looked. And so it was spooky in the sense of the feel of, like, it really did feel like a newsroom in a way that I don't think it had ever been depicted in film or on television before.
If you had to assign Wire characters to Randy and Neil, who would they be?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think you got to go Randy Slim Charles. You know, big, silent, imposing, you know, Day of the Jackal motherfucker. Downtown Clay Davis. Yeah, I mean, with Neil, you just got to go McNulty. I mean, just, you know, anything's possible.
Don't put me on the boat.
Just don't put me on the boat.
Don't put me on the boat.
A genius of the high wire act of the risky play, but sometimes you know, doesn't respect authority and burns up hard. But the reporter who makes up stuff in the 5th season of The Wire is based on a real reporter, and you know, he worked there for a couple years when I worked there, and that person swears that he didn't make stuff up, and a lot of people think that that's totally not true. I think David Simon's point was, like, you know, this is the kind of, like, Pulitzer bait sort of stories that media is at large is writing, true or not, and what they're missing, like, the larger story. They're missing, like, the actual important story that, like, affects, like, how the city runs and working class people and what is the ecosystem of the city. So
I like the ambush marketing that McNulty had when he made up the serial killer.
I was talking at a party to a Baltimore City police officer, and he was like, "Oh, what do you think about this season of The Wire?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, I mean, it seems like it's just not quite accurate. Like, it just doesn't quite feel like they're really capturing a newsroom." And he started laughing, and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh, so like all the other seasons when it depicted like super charismatic like criminals like quoting poetry and like really like super smart alecky funny cops, like that was realistic to you, right? Like that's that made sense. But like, as soon as it was about the media, then it was like, whoa, this is inaccurate. And I was like, well, you really nailed me to the wall there. Like, that's a good point. And to be honest, after that, like, me and my friends who were at the paper, we were like, you know what? This is not a documentary about the sun. This is like a work of fiction. And then I was able to kind of enjoy it a lot more. You know, the bigger picture is like, what does someone like Omar or Marlo or Frank Sabaka or Cheese or Prop Joe or, you know, Ziggy, what do they represent? And what is that saying about America in a lot of ways? And those are the conversations that are more interesting to me than like, you know, how cool is Omar, whatever. So.
You know, you guys are flush with a little bit of budget.
Is he looking for some?
Closest to the pin.
You looking for some action?
What are you looking for?
I feel a little bit like, much
What the hell are you doing? We're trying to film an interview.
I'm trying.
Fuck.
Shout out my man J.K. Simmons in the movie Whiplash. Are we rushing or dragging a bit?
Certainly dragging a bit.
Are we fucking dragging? So you do know the difference. All right. So let's have a little closest to the bin now. See if we can pick it up.
What's
What's it worth?
Yeah, what's it worth?
Like a $10? What's the strap, boys?
That's not quite my fucking tempo.
Well, what was breakfast? $7 KP each?
Yeah. $7.
You're each in for 7.
We're in for 7.
All right.
I'm gonna get Nuki Boy Nash with a pitching wedge. But you guys are up. It's your
Oh
tee.
yeah, it's your hole. Nice. I like that.
We qualify.
Well, that's my 7.
150 exactly.
Kick down, kick off that hill. How's that hill kick?
All right, Randy.
Go.
The stage is set. Show me the way, big boy.
All we gotta do is hit the green. What club you got?
7.
Oh, Randy, you're a bad boy, big guy.
Get up.
I think he's on.
Wait.
Hula hula name.
I don't know. I think that's on the fringe.
That's a good shot, though. All right, good shot.
What club you got?
Pitching wedge.
Nuki boy?
Nuki Boy pitch.
It's right at it.
Gotta go.
I think it's there. Oh yeah.
Nuki Boys. $14. Woo! Got a big for it, man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your money.
Thank you. You know, pleasure doing business with the KBV.
It's like when Charlie Parker threw a symbol at Buddy Rich. Like, you know, I had to throw a symbol.
There's only gonna be one set of footsteps on this hole. So I'm gonna pick my partner up and carry him.
On your shoulders?
Probably fireman style.
Oh, it's right at it, folks.
Pick me up.
Hickorito. Maybe we stuffed it after we turned the camera off. This while we were away.
Alright, Neil, got 2 tries at it. They only need one.
Couldn't even. God damn Icarito.
He's back. Closed it out back there.
Randy made a, I don't know, 40-footer, just rolled it in like it was nothing.
He's the kid.
Right.
We ham and egged it. We're,
So
we're the diner boys. Breakfast all day.
Randy, how much you got left in the tank?
Not much. About 1 hole. Hang on. Good ball.
Good work, buddy.
It's a burned out clutch.
Different putters. Grip there. All right, great.
Hey, good birdie to finish.
Thanks. Hey, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it, KBB. Seeing you play your ass off yesterday.
Oh.
Seeing you battle today.
Randall, enjoyed it, pal.
Yeah. Oh.
Randy, you're my guy. You're my freaking hero.
As with the wire, it was maybe not the happiest ending, but it was a realistic ending.
This is a Maryland mule, by the way.
What the hell's that?
Sagamore rye.
It's just rye instead of
Yeah.
whiskey.
Sagamore Rye
Is Sagamore local?
Vodka.
Kevin Plank's whiskey. Kevin Plank,
Really?
Under Armour CEO, built Under Armour from like basically maxed out his credit cards in college. He made sort of wicking material. Now he's a multi-billion dollar company here based in Baltimore, and also got into whiskey and horse racing. And so Sagamore is our local sort of ride.
Randy, I think we protected this house today.
We did protect this house.
Randall, how's the budget looking?
Actually really good. One of the best budgets we've had. We're done with all golf. Our lodging is all completed. We just have to eat lunch today. Maybe run into a cold beer.
Or two.
Or two. I think KVV's got a barbecue place for us.
Well, Andy Nelson's Barbecue.
What's it called?
Andy Nelson's Barbecue, former Baltimore Colts player. We're gonna go and get a little brisket, maybe, little burn ends, or some pulled pork, whatever you're fancy.
BBQ at Best Man's. We got salmon, we got swordfish. How about a little of both, K-Dog?
I don't.
What movie?
Meet
the Parents.
Meet the Parents.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
You might call it a chopa.
Right.
How many interceptions do you have?
Oh, I had 30 some, 30, 34.
33. Any in Columbia?
I had 2 interceptions. I had 11 pass breakups though.
You did?
I got frying pans.
Where did you play?
I played free
What
safety
school? Free safety.
at Columbia.
Columbia
Yeah,
University.
Ivy League, so it wasn't
Yeah.
as big time as it used to be.
Well, it was football.
It was football. It definitely was football.
I came from a small school, Memphis State, in '57. Then I came to the Colts when we won the World Championship, 58 and 59. My father had a place in Alabama. I'm from Athens, Alabama,
Okay.
called the Hoggly Woggly. And I learned my trade from him. He was the barbecue guru of Limestone County. I came here and I couldn't find any, so we started cooking our own. Barbecue business is not easy because you cook all night long. Cook 12 hours. Ain't like a hamburger hot dog. You flip it, and it's done. With pork shoulder cooks 15 hours. But they seem to like it that people come back.
Does that just about do it for the budget?
Yeah. Like that.
Pretty good. Good job.
Who's the best Colt you ever played with?
Well, it was some good. That's a good question. You ever hear of a guy named John Unitas?
Yeah, I heard of him.
We became good friends, and he actually helped me make the team. Told me what I had to do and everything.
Hey, you ever pick him off?
Not many, but I picked him off a few times.
Last thing, if you're going to give someone, what's the sales pitch on Baltimore if you're going to convince someone to come here?
I think it's just a great place to live like a middle class life. I have a lot of friends in DC, and every time they hear like what I paid for a house with a deck and a porch and 3 bedrooms, they want to like drown themselves in the toilet. To take it back to golf, like there's a lot of really good golf like right around here, and it's super affordable, and there's almost no good golf like right around DC unless you're a member of Columbia or Congressional or a place like that. I hate when people are overly pessimistic about the city, and there's a whole huge group of people who are like, oh, I'd never go into the city, I just don't feel safe, whatever. And that enrages me because I think it is so based on bullshit. It's frustrating because there's parts of the city that have just been sort of left behind, and no one has any real plan or idea like how we even sort of do we level this city block. Well, there's still 2 families who live here and have lived here for 50 years. What do you do? How do you buy them out and tell them like, yeah, start over somewhere else when you're 85? Like it's a lot more complicated than like we'll just fix it. But at the same time, like I can't entirely dismiss some of that pessimism because like we've had 2 straight mayors who had to resign over corruption issues. And specifically, I mean, Baltimore is technically the most violent city in the United States. There's a lot more murders in Chicago, but there's a lot more people there. Baltimore City is a low priority for a lot of people who don't live here, and they just think that just let the city kind of deteriorate and do whatever. And that's, I think, pretty frustrating. And so I really admire the people who are still willing to sort of fight, even if it seems at times kind of hopeless. Just a very pleasant experience playing with the both of them. You know, Randy and I are out there talking about literature on one hole, and Neil and I are talking about music, or talking about life, and talking about the future of media. Man, like I brought my very sketchy, skanky game to a couple of tracks that I was a little nervous about. God, what's it gonna be like to have my swing on film for the first time and see people? And you know, I literally played the best round that I've ever played in my life the first time we were out there. And so I think that says a lot about sort of the enjoyment of playing with good people, and you know, just having, you know, them root me on and stuff. The Strap Boys are always welcome in Charm City. They don't need to bring the charm.
You're always welcome on the thermals with me. All right. Let's go higher, baby.
Yeah.
Got my wings.